hopes pinned now, really, aren't they, on the vaccine rollout? Sadly, grim new figures show why it is so important. Around 7,000 people have now died with coronavirus here in the East Midlands, meaning that the overall number of deaths in this region was well above average last year. Well, our social affairs correspondent Jeremy Ball is here with us. These numbers sound very sobering indeed, Jeremy.
Yeah, worth saying first, of course, most people do recover from COVID, but hospitals have been really clear that this is far worse than a typical flu season. And if you want some evidence of that, just have a look at today's figures. Now, these are from the Office for National Statistics. Here you can see the total number of deaths throughout last year across the East Midlands, 51,000 in all. Just look at those peaks after COVID cases surged, though. And here's the comparison now with an average year. Now, the difference is known as excess deaths. That shows that last year's number was 15% higher than average. And here in red coming up, you can see the number of deaths directly linked to the virus. Now, these are people who tested positive for COVID within 28 days.
Really kind of puts it into context, doesn't it? But, you know, when you look at the figures, what do you take from them? I
think, first of all, this really shows you the impact. Look, first of all, those orange and red lines and how closely they follow each other. What you can see here is the number of COVID deaths is in addition to what you'd expect in an average year. Also worth looking at how that number drops after the first lockdown, back towards the average. But then look at the end of the year, that gap's starting to open up again, and that's why they're so desperate to get this vaccination programme rolled out.
So, vaccination programme rollout, how's it going?
Well, jabs began today for several surgeries on the west side of Leicester. They're happening in Thorpe Astley, for over 80s, for care workers, all the way from Anstey down to Cosby. And it's happening too here at Carlton in Nottinghamshire. One of the first to get the jab there was an 82-year-old former miner.
It's like having a death sentence not having the vaccine, so no, I feel a lot better. Having got breathing problems myself, and I know that if I did get the COVID, it would be terrible. So I feel elated that I've got it done today. Anyone that needs it doing should get it done as soon as possible.
Still a big debate, Anne, about how quickly this vaccine is being rolled out. We know this latest lockdown is really contentious as well. I guess if there's one thing we can all agree on, it's let's just hope there are some improvements sooner rather than later.